Okay, hold on. Before you say anything, I already know. Silent Hill 2 Remake came out in October. It's January.
How can you sit there and eat pizza?
I don't want to hear nothing in the comments talking about, oh, this game came out almost 3 months ago. Why are you reviewing it right now? Because I was scared, bruh.
Oh, nah.
This video was supposed to come out about a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, and I literally could not finish Silent Hill because I was too scared. And this is coming from somebody who's played Resident Evil 7 in VR. I played FNAF VR. I played the PT. Remember PT? Mortuary Assistant. I played that game too. Silent Hill 2 just absolutely broke me. So I'm gonna talk about this game, and I'm gonna review this game from my perspective. I played Silent Hill 2 for 16 hours, and it took me 2 months to do that. Why, might you ask? Is because I'm gonna say it again. I was scared out of my mind. This game is scary. I'm just gonna get straight to the fun part. The beginning of Silent Hill. First of all, walking down that hill was probably one of the scariest parts of this game. I had no idea what to expect. I never played the original Silent Hill game, so when I went into this remake, I was scared. I was dead scared. I was contemplating playing this game before I even got into Silent Hill. The atmosphere in this game is so perfect, I can't even explain how it is unless you play it. From the 15 minutes of the original game that I've played, this game is such an upgrade. The fog in this game is almost perfect, and the reason why I say almost perfect is because the only thing wrong with the fog is how much of a nuisance it is. But really, that's just me complaining because it's part of the game design. But the main thing I wanted to talk about this game is how much of a slow burn it is. When I first started Silent Hill, I was playing it, playing through the main town of Silent Hill, and after a couple minutes, it kind of felt like a chore. I was looking around the town for different clues and different items on where to go next. Once you encounter enough of these creatures that walk around Silent Hill, the main town, it kind of feels like you know what to expect. You fight them enough times, you know their attack patterns, you have a decent understanding of how to get around the town and what you're expected of. There are some very creepy spots in the upper town of Silent Hill, like the flower shop or maybe that record store, but besides that, it didn't really feel that scary after about an hour. I genuinely thought Silent Hill 2 was going to be one of those games where people are like, oh my gosh, this is the scariest game I've ever played. But they're just, they've never played a horror game before. I thought Silent Hill 2 was just kind of an overhyped game that I spent too much money on. Until I entered the Blue Creek Apartments. Oh my god. And let me tell you, whoever designed Silent Hill 2, like the direction of it, they needed an award. They need a slap on the butt, something. Because you know me, after about 45 minutes, I had my music on, blasting, walking around Silent Hill 2, killing these monsters, picking up random healing items and stuff like that. But the second I got into those Blue Creek Apartments, all sense of safety I had just disappeared. It left the room. I literally have never felt so unsafe while playing Silent Hill 2. You open up that map for the first time and you realize how many rooms there are and how many floors there are in the apartments, your sense of security drops to zero and your heart just starts beating like crazy. So this just in, I just found out I was talking about the wrong apartments. I was talking about Woodside Apartments. I wasn't even talking about Blue Creek Apartments because those are worse than Woodside Apartments. So I wasn't even talking about the right apartments. But on that note, let's talk about Blue Creek Apartments because what even is going on? This looked like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. Let me just put this into perspective for you. You know when you're having a nightmare and everything that could go wrong goes wrong? This is what Blue Creek Apartments is like. From the random pyramid head appearances and the screaming and the whispering. Don't get me started on the whispering because that absolutely scared me shitless. What the hell was that? What is that? Blue Creek Apartments is probably the scariest part of Silent Hill 2, is what I thought until I kind of got used to it. The thing is with Silent Hill 2 is that, like I said earlier, it's a slow burn. The game I think has around 11 locations and each location works the same way. It has some very, very scary stuff, but then also some very long puzzles that kind of get you comfortable with the area. So the thing with Blue Creek Apartments is that once you've been there for about 2 hours, you get pretty comfortable and you know what to expect in the area. But here's the thing, I think the game developers know exactly what the players are feeling in this moment, because this is what happens every single time. You get comfortable in Blue Creek Apartments and then they take you out of it and they say, hey, you're going somewhere else this time, and you think that you're going to be comfortable because you know what to expect. And then they throw you in the worst thing possible. Welcome to the hospital. The hospital is now the scariest thing you've ever been in. You have a new map, and the map tells you that you have to go to 3 floors and figure out what's going on. I mean, this game is literally torturing you. And then not only do you go through the normal hospital, but you also go through the evil underworld version of the hospital. I state right here that the only actual criticism I have for this game is how long the puzzles are. Some of the puzzles in this game get very tedious, and a lot of people argue that it's for like the mental state of the character. It's argued that the puzzles actually represent James' mental agony and the amount of stress he needs to go to in order to get what he wants. And you could say that, I guess, but it's really annoying seeing another lockbox in this game, and it has like 3 locks on it, and you got to go across the map 4 times just to figure out the one code, and it ends up giving you like an apple or some random symbolic shit. So after you finish the hospital, this game kind of puts you back in Silent Hill 2, and then the whole thing happens again. Hey, look, this guy's safe. He feels safe in Silent Hill 2. There's no monsters out to get you. Oh, you are so wrong. Welcome to the prison. The prison, again, is another area with new scares and new monsters and just new puzzles. It sucks. This whole game is horrible for your mental health. I don't know why anyone would play this on purpose. Oh, and the worst part of going to the prison is that long ass staircase, bro. What is this? A lot of the puzzles in this area were actually pretty cool, but once you figure out what the main puzzle is, the whole game kind of changes for you. Now, admittedly, I spent about 2 hours on the last puzzle of figuring out all the poems and stuff. And once I actually figured that part out, I thought, hey, I finally did this. I'm done with the game. I can't believe this. No, you're not done. Welcome to Labyrinth. Labyrinth is another location of Silent Hill 2. I think this goes on forever. It might go on forever. Now, at this point, I was like, okay, more puzzles? Are you serious? But I don't know how they do it, but the puzzles are just fun. Like, they're fun to do. Except the Labyrinth is probably one of the scariest places in the game, and I regret playing it up to this point. Without spoiling it much, I just want to talk... You know what? I'm just going to let you guys play it. I'm not even going to talk about the bugs. I won't talk about the bugs. This place, the Labyrinth, is scary. And it sounds like one of the last places you would play in a game talking about mental health and kind of limbo. The Labyrinth in its entirety is such a symbolic... Nope, welcome to Lakeview Hotel, baby. Lakeview Hotel is so scary and long that it genuinely made me mad. Because I'm really just trying to finish the game up and get this ending, but I'm too scared to even play it. Like, okay, Lakeview Hotel alone, I spent almost 3 hours on. This part is so scary. However, Lakeview Hotel does go back to what I was saying earlier about the game's puzzles being a little bit too long. I honestly think that Silent Hill 2 Remake could benefit from taking off an hour of the game. Without spoiling, there's a part in the Lakeview Hotel where you need to be sneaky. I hate sneaky sections in video games, and I'm not gonna lie, I played it for about 15 minutes, realized how hard it was and how time consuming and how close I was to the ending, and I honestly just searched up the lock code online. I couldn't do it. It was so tedious, and I was so close to the finish line, I did not feel like doing another puzzle, especially if that puzzle requires being sneaky and having no items. At this point in the game, in the Lakeview Hotel, there's a cutscene that is very important. I would say it's probably the climax of the game, and it genuinely baffled me when I finished that cutscene and I had to fight more monsters. Like, bro, just wrap up the game at this point, please. Getting a little heated here. But seriously though, this is probably the only part of the game that I really didn't enjoy. It was scary, it was intense, it was hard, but Lakeview Hotel is just dragging it on so much in the Silent Hill 2 Remake that it was genuinely hard to finish that last part of the game. But of course, the payoff and the emotional impact that the ending brought on me is so great that I almost feel apologetic for complaining about its last chapter. Silent Hill 2 was an awesome experience, and I'm definitely going to play the original. There's so many scenes I want to talk about, but obviously have spoilers. If you want to see a video talking about spoiler stuff that I enjoyed, I will make that, but if not, let me know. And if you haven't taken anything from this video, I would take the idea that you should probably play this game, duh. If you like horror games, you would enjoy this. If you don't like horror games, you should probably watch a gameplay online.